My name is Matt Rieger, and I'm a candidate for the Common Pleas Judgeship in the March 15th primary. I want to talk to you today about the rule of law. The rule of law you may have heard of, you may have read about it, maybe even heard it on television. A lot of times it's associated with some other country or some other place, and really you don't think about it here in the United States. But it is an important structure of our everyday life that we take for granted. And it's important as you consider who you're going to vote for judge. Here's the situation of the rule of law. When you go to a stop sign, when you come to a red light, the rule of law means that you stop at the red light and you expect that the other people will abide by the law too, the rules that are there. When you buy a house, you expect that your ownership of it will be insured because the title has been recorded in the recorder's office. Or if you enter into a contract, you know that you can rely upon the fact that you can take that contract, if it's not complied by, to a court of law, and it will be enforced by that court. Not because of how much money you have or anything, but because you can rely upon the law. I didn't really think about this when I got out of law school. In fact, many lawyers, when they get out, they know the law, but when that first client comes in, they don't know what to do for them. They say they want X, Y, and Z, and the lawyer says, well, I'm going to have to research that. And you spend a lot of time trying to find out the law so it applies to a particular person's situation. I worked for a judge when I started out, and I really learned that a lot, understanding how law applies to everyday situations to people. But I really learned the rule of law and the parts of it when I went and lived overseas in the Republic of Georgia through a program of the American Bar Association called the Rule of Law Initiative. I was a volunteer for 1 year, training attorneys in our trial system and our advocacy system. I was also training judges and prosecutors there about our unique system and how the rule of law is important. When I came back, that experience so impressed me that I founded my own nonprofit called Community Christian Legal Services. And since 2010, we've helped about 500 people gain access to the legal system, which is an important part of the rule of law. If you can't have access to the legal system, there really is no rule of law. The best example of it came one night when a woman came to our free monthly clinic. She had in her hand 2 pieces of paper, and in the other she was carrying a baby carrier with a 2-month-old baby. We interviewed her and we talked to her. She told us that her sister, who was strung out on heroin, had 4 other kids, and this was her 5th, and that she couldn't take care of the child, and now she had just handed it off to her sister. This particular woman needed to get medical care for this child because the child was experiencing DTs from the heroin that her mother was taking. So the best way to help her was we were able to get her an emergency custody order the next day because of volunteer attorneys through that clinic. That's just one aspect of how the access to justice is accomplished through the legal clinic. As a prosecutor, I've spent the last 20 years helping people gain access to the justice system and through the ethical code that I have to do to seek justice. My job is to seek justice and to help people through the system, in some cases to try and explain the system to them, and in some cases to kind of facilitate so that the system metes out the justice that is demanded in that particular case. As a prosecutor, I have the unique position of understanding justice and how it should be applied fairly. I come to you because of the rule of law, because of my understanding of the rule of law, I come to you as a unique candidate who has worked for a judge, who's been a prosecutor, and who has experienced overseas how the rule of law, how a society without the rule of law works. And it's not really as nice as what we have here. So I ask you to really think about these qualities when you vote on March 15th. And I ask that you vote for me for Wood County Common Pleas Court, Matt Rieger. Thank you. My name is Matt Rieger, and I approve this message.